What's all this music thing about? Who really is a musician? Can musicians like me really survive, without any side hustle? Those are questions that many people ask themselves, and even you too are asking yourself. And it's not just you alone, all of us, even my parents. Right at my age, my dad is still worried. Like, what are you doing with all this music? Well, they have the right to question us when it comes to things like that, because first of all, when they talk about music and musicians, people look at the superstars. Where I'm coming from, we don't really study music like in the Western world or in some other countries. We just consider a musician to be someone who is gifted in one particular instrument, or who can sing, or who just have that, that genius ability to understand music. All right. Hi there. My name is Nkwain Sam. You can call me Mr. Hope, and I'm a musician. You're welcome to my YouTube channel. Yeah, it sounds so funny to many people, probably to you as well, when I say I'm a musician. I barely have, slightly over 100 followers. I have no name like that of Burna Boy or maybe Chris Brown, Jennifer Lopez, and all of that. You see, but then I confidently call myself a musician. From our background and where we are coming from, Africa, music is like a passion, just like those who love playing football or those who love dancing. And sometimes it is considered that anything which is a passion is not really supposed to be a job which can put food on your table. And most people, when they say they want to be musicians or they are musicians, it's a sort of mockery, especially them who are still not popular. People who probably are still struggling, or at least are not making enough money out of their craft. Besides, that's to an extent true, but it doesn't mean that you cannot pursue your dream as a musician and become something which you yourself will be happy about and the society will be happy about. Now, the first thing you need to ask yourself and you need to know is that when they say musician, what type of a musician are you? Or you are into sports. What type of a sporter are you? Are you a runner? Are you a basketball player? Are you a footballer? Are you a racer? Are you a coach? Are you a sports teacher? There are lots of areas. So when you call yourself a musician, what type of a musician are you? Those are questions you should ask yourself. Are you a dancer? Are you a singer? Are you a music producer? Are you a mixing engineer? Are you a mastering engineer? Are you an educator? Are you a recording engineer? Are you selling instruments? Are you a software engineer who produces digital audio workstations and audio plugins? Are you somebody who just plays instruments, guitars, drums, congas, flutes, woodwinds, strings, brass? It's so vast. I cannot even name all of them. So depending on where you are coming from, your geographical location, where do you think you actually fit? And where you fit, do you really think you can make money from that particular area where you fit in? If I keep exploring, you realize that music is subdivided into endless areas. You have even orchestra players who are earning a living and doing so well. When I was in Dubai, that's in 2010, I was already into music and I was earning very well because I was into events. Still with that, I was able to join a band and I was playing just the drums and I was earning, and I could call myself a musician. I was coordinating a lot of events, and wherever there was a need for me to dance, I danced. And that is how some schools called me to teach their kids how to play drums, which I did. So in that case, I served as an instrumentalist, as a dancer, and as a music educator. Right now, I am in the Philippines and I'm studying music. At my age, people are wondering, how comes you are an undergraduate student? And at this age, instead of you maybe doing some other thing and taking care of yourself and your family, you are here studying music. It's a surprise to many people. But then, to the best of my understanding, real musicians are always longing to know more. So while they earn money from their craft, they still go on learning. And what am I learning? I'm learning music composition because I like to compose music. Yeah, as a composer, you can make a lot of money. I always tell people every day we use music. If you are traveling in a taxi, you hear music. If you are in a train, you get music in the train. If you are in a hotel or condominium or hotel lobby, you get music playing. If you are in a plane, they do play music. Even your phone has a ringtone, and that is being produced by composers. What more? The film you watch, Facebook, and all the other social media, the music that people put in their background is being produced by composers. Composers also write for orchestras. And each time an orchestra plays somewhere, the composer, of course, is credited. So there are lots and lots of avenues where you can make music. Anyway, that's far-fetched. I know it's so difficult for maybe for you, but then as a musician, how can you make money? Assuming that you have identified your area of expertise, I just came up with some simple places where you can actually earn a living as a musician. Where you are coming from, you could simply be a performer. In that case, you are a kind of a session musician where you perform on recordings or live shows. In that case, you are an artist, you are a singer, you are an interpreter. Additionally, you could become, a solo artist or a band member. By band member, I mean that you write, you record, and you perform your own music. I go ahead, you can be a DJ. I, for one, even though I know how to compose, I am also a DJ. And of course, it fetches me cash. DJ is not limited to nightclubs. You have a lot of events that DJs are being hired. It could be a corporate event, baby shower, wedding, church festivals, anniversaries. You can name them. You can get into composition and arrangement. If you really want to get details or you want us to talk about music, I'm always available. There is a link which I'm going to paste just below this video. You can book a session with me. It's very affordable. And we are going to talk. And if you are lost in any of these areas, I can redirect you to coin your craft, and not just to coin your craft, to actually make a living, or at least to think of making a living as a musician and as an artist. So I go ahead, you could become a songwriter. By songwriter, I mean you write lyrics and you compose music for yourselves and other artists. Why not? For those of you who are into music composition as I am, you can write for TV shows. You can write for video games. You can write for commercials and lots more. As an arranger, that's another area. You can arrange existing music for different instruments and ensembles. Like I say, I'm just tempted to explain these things in details, but we are really running out of time. Another very easy one is that you can become a music teacher. You can become a music educationist. I teach online, and if you want to learn some music, even music theory, why not? I'm there to help you. You can become a music therapist. People use music to help individuals improve their mental health, emotional and physical health. Probably for those who want to sleep, those who are traveling, or those who just want to do a kind of a yoga exercises and meditation. Even Christian or Muslim or whatever music, Hindu. You could become a workshop facilitator. I can explain that as well. Okay, let's go to technical roles. Technical roles could involve what I just mentioned, like an audio engineer, where you record, you mix, and you master your tracks. You could become a live sound engineer, like you manage a sound at live events and concerts. You could become a music technologist. Many universities do offer that. Even my current university, there is a music technology that is being done there, where you work with music software and hardware like synthesizers and audio workstations. Actually, at the moment, my DAW is a Studio One by Presonus. I can recommend Presonus to you, and Studio One in particular, because their DAW is just so amazing. So many people find it sometimes intimidating, but it's something you just need to plug courage. Once you dive in, you will not want to give up. Music manager, that's you represent and manage the career of artists and bands, of course. A music promoter, you can even be a blogger. You write about artists. There is some other thing which I mentioned. You can sell instruments. You have companies like Yamaha, Sweetwater, Casio, and Toshiba, lots of them that produce music instruments. And those of us from Africa, I bet you instruments are not yet known to us. So you can, develop a skill in that area and just turn around music. There are just so many music publisher. You can even become a busker. So I accept it's really at times difficult to earn a stable income as a musician. But if you are bent on music and there's nothing you can do apart from music, then you should be thinking, first of all, of knowing your craft. I just talked about your specialty, and then you get to know about your target audience, your targeted niche, and then you now build on your craft. And once you know your niche and how you can reach out to them, you begin. From the start, it's going to be really tough, but as a musician, whom I know you are, with consistency, you are going to make it. It's never too late to learn an instrument, even if you are at 50. Once you become an expert, you'll be sorted after. So if you find yourself still struggling, it's normal. Just keep on building your craft. Don't fall into the temptation of what we call imposter syndrome. It's tempting, it's very tempting to think that you are just wasting your time. But keep on. We are there to talk with you. Like I said, I'm not yet a superstar. I'm still on the journey, but then I can confidently tell you I am a musician and I make a living from music. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you want us to talk, there's a link below. Click that link and get to me for a Zoom session. Ciao.